Hello, everyone. Thank you all so very much for joining us yet again. Tip of the tongue talks. Look, before we get started, before Elia not reduces, but before Elia tells us what the title means, what I want to do is I want to thank everyone. Thank you all so very much for watching our videos. We're at 2,800 views. We're at 2,800 views. You all are so very active in the comments. You all are actually sharing these videos. Thank you all so very much for all of that. We really do appreciate it. Today we're gonna be talking about Sense8. Sense8 is a series that runs on Netflix. It has ended already, but look, it is much beloved between Elia and I. We really love Sense8. We're gonna be talking about the third episode, which is titled "Smart Money is on the Skinny Beep." Oh yeah.
Yes, yes. Here we go. We love to start with these titles. So, smart money is on the skinny please. So, what this title means for me is okay, first of all, I'm a fan of an underdog, right? So, if you're smart, you're going to bet on the person that you would expect the least from. So in this episode, it's also the first time that we actually see the Sense8 kind of cross over into each other's lives and kind of help each other out. So we know that Sun is one of my favorite characters. So we kind of see her kicking butt in this episode, and she kind of steps in for Capheus, and we still see Will in there a little bit, but ultimately Sun really takes over and really helps out Capheus a lot. So smart money is on the skinny pleat because she's the one that really makes it pop in this episode.
All right, good. So we've got that. Next, we want to talk about the beginning of the episode. First thing that we see is this little girl that Will has been having visions of all the way back to when he was a child, and also in that flashback, Will sees whispers. I don't know if he knows that this is whispers at that particular point in time, but definitely as part of the audience we know that this is whispers, and we know that that is going to be significant at least at some point. And then next, Will wakes up in the hospital and learns Jonas has been arrested. Elliot, for me, watching this, it was almost as if like he totally regretted everything, the decisions that he had made prior to try to arrest Jonas. It was like he realized, dang, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't know what your thoughts were in that moment.
I'm definitely feeling like he's regretting it because he's waking up. He's first of all he's trying to flee from the hospital and just give up on the medical care. He even goes to one of his superiors like, "Hey, can I just talk to him for a minute?" They're congratulating him like, "Hey, you caught a terrorist," and he's like, "What?" I just want to speak with him. So I'm definitely thinking that Will is like, "I need more. I need answers." So I'm really agreeing with you. Yes, he does think he's made a fatal mistake.
Yeah, especially just to go back to the previous episode, it was like once he realized, hey, I've jumped bodies and my body is in that other car, I think all of it became real for him. I think prior to, it was just I'm hallucinating. I can't sleep. My head is hurting. All the other good stuff. These are just hallucinations because I can't sleep. Right. When that happens, it was like all of this is real, right? Which kind of like, at least for this particular episode, it leads him down a particular path. But want to jump to another scene. Our favorite, or at least my favorite, but behind
Please.
Sun. behind son, Lito.
Lito. Lito, man, Lito to be sometimes it's like he's kind of passive, right? He
Oh,
plays
very much so.
these really hard roles, and you're like, when you see Lito, who he actually is in real life, he has the most trouble like saying no, or
Doesn't
really
like to hurt anybody.
saying right. He has so much trouble saying what he really wants to say. But anyway, I'm sorry. The scene.
No, 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 no. So Lito is in the kitchen with his boyfriend Hernando. Hernando, I really love it. They are, they're doing their normal thing, and then all of a sudden Daniela walks into the kitchen. And it was in that moment, just talking about what you were just talking about, like it was so clear to me the power dynamics within their relationship. Lito wants to defer to Hernando, and Hernando is just like, nah, this is not my domain. This is your domain. What were you thinking when you saw that particular scene?
I was thinking, Daniela, you freak. Listen, we wanted you to be the beard. We did not want you to be a part of a throuple. Okay, look. Because she said at one point she even says, "Oh, I love watching gay porn," and they're like, "Okay, like Daniela, we did not ask you this. Like, go home. I can't go
But
home."
wait. When she was talking about, oh, I just love gay porn, that clued you into what they must have done the night before.
Right, right.
And so, like, my question is basically, who wanted it more? Was it Hernando or was it Lito?
Probably Hernando little freaky self, because he the one that picked Daniela in the first place to be the beard, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but in that whole scene, I'm thinking like Daniela, okay, you're not reading the room. You need to go. Like, let them have their life. Like Lito is saying, like, hey, this is. Well, actually, Lito is not saying it. Fernando is saying it because Lito is too scary to say it. Like, hey, this is my sanctuary. This is where I get to be free, be 100% myself. And really, I can't do that with you here.
Hmm. 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 But I also think that was like a prime moment for possibilities. She's saying, hey, she's open to this. She very much so open to this. And I don't really think at least I don't get the vibe that Hernando is opposed to, a throuple. And it's really about convincing Lito to be open enough to it. And I think that at least having seen the entire series of Sense8, I think a large part of what I walk away from is be willing to accept the other, because the other has so much to offer.
Mhm. I love that perspective. I love it. It's just, Sense8's real freaky anyway. So, I mean, and let's go ahead and let it happen now. It's kind of like, they're kind of like vampires. It's just, you know, gender's not a really huge deal. It's just real freaky like vampires.
Let's be fluid, baby. Let's be fluid.
Yeah, let's be fluid. Yeah. Then Yellow is all into it, and Hernando is always like, I like her. I like her. And Lito is just like freaking out. Like, I have to pretend to be straight all the time. Let me be gay at home, please. I don't want to be bi. I don't want to be any of those things. Just let me be gay at home.
But clearly he was last night. Clearly he was last night. I want to know why they didn't show that. They show everything else. Why didn't they show that?
I know. Look, it's like gay porn. Okay. Know what y'all got to do.
Yeah. Okay. So the next scene we see, this is a little quick scene, like really, truly, but it was important because it becomes significant later on. We see Riley giving away the money that she mistakenly stole. I don't think she didn't realize that she stole the money, but she gave the money
Yeah.
away to a blind man who was playing piano in what I think is a subway. And I guess my question to you is, would you have done that? Like, if I found like however much money it was, like I don't care who's running up behind me, I'm gonna keep it. I might hide it, but I ain't giving that money away. I don't know.
So,
What would you
so
have done?
Riley, I would first of all, I would have kept the money and sold the drugs. She gave away the money and threw the drugs away. Riley,
You would have
okay,
maximized your profit.
this is why you know we are not from a similar background, Riley. First of all, you are technically homeless right now, Riley, and you done gave away all of this good money, and you threw out the drugs, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. In the situation that you're in, with everything that you've seen, you might as well keep the money and get as far away as you can. But I think for Riley in that moment, it was a whole lot of sentiment because she always talks about, I want to say like her father or whatever playing the piano. I want to say the father. I can't remember if she said it was the mother. I feel like it was the father. But anyway, so she hears this blind man playing this beautiful music and she's kind of all in her feelings and oh, here you go. I'm just gonna give you all the money. I would have gave you a nice tip. But but for to give you all the bands? No.
I might have taken the money that he had in the
You can't see it anyway. So, you don't know. I mean,
no, I wouldn't have taken the money. I really wouldn't have.
But I guess the humanitarian in me, like in that moment, felt like, oh, that was sweet. And then the cynic in me felt like, girl, you stupid. So stupid. You don't have nothing.
Nothing. Not a pot to piss in, but you trying to give some money away. You know what I would do? I would have gone to like some other country. I would have gone to Iceland with that money. They would have known where you lived. And then I would have gotten on the plane, especially like if I knew I'm seeing visions of this strapping man that lived in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have hopped on that plane so fast. Oh.
I'm on my way.
And so in the next scene, we see it's a nice cutaway because it gives us, just a little backstory into the character of Capheus. We see him with his mom. They're walking. It looks like a desert to me. And it reminded me so much of what Brittany said last episode. It's like, it's hot.
Look, first of all, in this flashback, that boy said he want to be a zebra. He ain't got to worry about being hungry. Okay? I said, you know what, Capheus, you're right.
Look,
but
when I first saw that, I was like, what is he talking about? Even after I saw the zebras, I was like, what is he talking about? I had to put the closed caption on. Oh, a zebra.
A zebra. I'm like, man. And I was wondering, like, I know he was trying to get the money or whatever to support his mom because she needed the medicine. It just made me wonder more about what happened with his mom. Like, I know her condition, right? But like, I wonder what happened, to her.
You mean how she got HIV? Mm-hmm. That's an excellent question. I don't think we ever found out in either season how she contracted.
I don't think so either. But I thought that was amazing, that he's doing all of these things to just basically make sure that he can afford the medication for his mother. But Capheus kind of has it hard, man. Like, that whole scene with them, like, robbing him and everything. And when, oh boy, like, when he kind of hides the money or the drugs or whatever it is in his pants, he's like, you don't have this, man. Like, oh my goodness.
How would you know? How would you know?
Right. And all pun intended. He's like, I laughed so hard. Like, oh my goodness.
How many of these do you touch? Let me know.
Right. I'm like, man, this is so cutthroat. But that's a good segue into the smart money being on the skinny flick scene.
Okay. Okay. And so since we're talking about the fight scene, um, I thought that was part of the reason why I love Sun so much. Just when Capheus needed it the most, he kept saying, help me, please." And she was able to fight her fight while also inhabiting the body of Capheus to fight
Right.
his fight as well. Oh, Jesus.
It was beautiful. It's like you just can't help but be in love with Sun. But Will comes into play in that scene too, actually before Sun does, because I don't know if
He
Capheus
does.
has ever even used a firearm before, you know?
Yeah, I doubt it, but this is what I was thinking. Okay, I get the fact that Will doesn't really like to kill anybody. I get that. But I mean, like stop the bus, hit the radiator, you know what I'm saying? Like the tires. He ain't do none of that. Like, what did Will really do?
So
I'm not
smart
feeling that.
money is on the skinny fix because she came up and she did what needed to be done. Okay? You
Yes,
want somebody
smart
that's gonna
money.
get it done? Get Son in here because Will playing. Will is playing.
All
So
right.
yeah, I love that. That scene was amazing for me. I'm like,
It
yeah.
really was. It really was. Van Damme. He really is Van Damme.
I'm like, man, okay, Jean Claude getting buku love on this show.
Okay. I wanted to see like a little cameo at some point during during the run of
I
this series of Jean
know.
Claude. But
I wonder if he's aware. That would be really cool.
I'm certain he is. I mean, Sense8 was like an international sensation.
Sensation is a good word.
All right, so we get like a little cutaway of Nomi, the character from San Francisco. She's in the hospital, and she's refusing to take the medication that she's being offered until she was threatened by force. Later on, we see that someone has come to her rescue. Do you remember that, Elia?
Yeah. Um, Nomi has the dopest girlfriend. Like she's like basically, I will burn this mother down before I let anybody touch that beautiful brain. This is how you know we watch the show way too much. That we can have direct quotes, right?
I'm
Crazy.
Anita.
Yes. Um, so yeah, she really comes for her. Like
Yeah,
I'm not letting them do this to you. So I thought that was
yeah,
their entire dynamic is just beautiful though. I just
yeah,
love it.
yeah, yeah. Their relationship, more than any other relationship, was like the bomb for me. It was like loyalty on top of loyalty, and belief on top of belief. Like just think about what's his name, Lito. I don't know how long it took Lito to realize, not Lito. I don't know how long it took Lito to tell Hernando what was really going on with him. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Amanita found out, oh, I'm jumping ahead. Sorry, jumping ahead. But
Oh
yet,
my God.
Amanita found out, like much earlier and believed her, right? She believed her. Like it didn't take much for her to believe her. And I thought that was awesome. I really did. Sorry for jumping.
I mean, for me, her and Nomi just had this really spiritual connection too, you know? So that didn't surprise me, even though we did jump a little bit. But yeah,
And they seem to have great sex.
you know, listen, they definitely didn't hold back.
Not one bit. Not one bit. Not one bit with that juicy strap on.
Rainbow colored. Okay. All right. Just in case you didn't know, now you know.
This is how I put it down. Literally.
And put it down. And you was just not expect that from Amanita. Like, where did you come from?
Oh, okay. So next, taking it back to Lito. Lito and Daniela decide to, eat out. Um, and in this particular scene, we hear more about her relationship with her boyfriend. And we also learn that he's not a nice guy. Um, and we also learn how Daniela got to be Lito's beard. You want to tell that story?
So, while they're out having this dinner, Danielle was like, how did you come to pick me or whatever? And he's like, oh, it was basically between you and another person. And she's like, oh, okay, well, great. Like, what was the tiebreaker? And Lito lets her know it was actually Hernando, and he thought you had kind eyes. So apparently, Hernando has been smitten with Daniela, and that's kind of what got her the job, I guess, to be the beard. So,
So for me in that particular scene, what I noticed was how much he relies upon Hernando. That is like that is the definition, or that was the definition of a real couple for me. I don't think I would have ever done that. Like, this is my job. This is just my job. I'm going to take care of me and mine. You take care of you and yours. When you ask for help, I'll help you. But nah, this is my domain. But no, he includes Hernando in everything, and that for me told me that I needed to grow. I needed to grow.
and we all have room for growth, but it's like he needs Hernando, and I think that's beautiful. Like, of course he wants him, but it's like he needs him too, though, because Hernando was like, "Here it is, okay, this is what it is, this is what it's not." You can tell he's more confident. It's crazy that Lito is like this actor, which Lito says that actors are basically just really good liars, right? That's his philosophy. But you would think just watching him on film, like he's so confident and he has all of this going on. But really, he's just like a big pussycat. He really is. He's just soft and, you know, just, I feel like Hernando is his perfect match. He really
Yeah.
is. He complements them so well.
hmm Okay, so in the next scene, we see Sun and Will both opening safes for completely different reasons, but we see them both opening safes. Will wants to further investigate the girl that he saw back when he was younger. Sun, however, she wants to look at the numbers. And both reveal, especially Sun's, it reveals some truths about their past. What were your thoughts about that particular scene?
So I'm fuzzy on this scene with the safes. I know that son's family business with the brother. There's something going on there. Um, and I can't really remember what was going on there in that particular scene.
So what we learn is, so clearly she doesn't like what she sees. Because some in that episode, she's trying to well, we find out later. I'm sorry, I am jumping. I'm going to jump within this episode. She's trying to get in touch with her dad. She's trying to get in touch with her brother. She can't get in touch with either one. But in this particular scene that I'm talking about, they do a flashback, and the flashback is on her mom. And do you remember what her
Yes,
mom tells her?
her her mom is basically telling her take care of your brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously men can't take care of themselves. Some of them. So that's some of them. I said some of them. Some of them. Some of y'all.
Well, so for me, just like I remember my mom when she was on her deathbed. She specifically she wanted to talk to me, and basically what she told me was take care of your sister. Your sister can't take care of herself. She's gonna need you. I need you to promise to take care of your sister. like the weight that your mother's final words have on you, they last. You know what I'm saying? You
I can
never forget
only imagine. I can only imagine.
that. And as a child, like you want to honor their last wishes. You know what I'm saying? Like they're precious to you. And so I can, as you just said, I can only imagine what son is dealing with in that moment.
Yeah, my brother seems to be an absolute idiot. Um, for real.
But what about that scene when she talks to her dad's assistant? Do you remember that?
Is that the one where she when she flashed out and like beat on the desk?
Did she? I mean, she well, what did what in Karate Kid? I forgot what he called it. Not Daniel's son. Whatever. I
Mr.
forget what
Miyagi?
it is. What did you say?
Mr. Miyagi? Was it
Yeah,
Mr.
Mr.
Miyagi?
Miyagi. It's something he's supposed to say whenever he breaks wood. I forget. I forget what it's called. But she attacks that wood. She breaks that desk in half.
Yeah, like if you first of all, this is my father, and you gonna tell me he's out right now, he unavailable, but I've been giving him your messages. Okay, give him this one too. It was kind of like wow. I'm like,
You
so
gonna hear
I'm
this?
like in that moment, you know that son is not to be bleeped with. I promise you that. Like,
Okay. At, at all. At all. I tried to be nice. I tried to be the passive woman that I'm supposed to be, but no. You only respond when I act a fool, and let me act a fool.
okay, good luck getting your newly dick.
So next scene, we see Riley. Ooh, I just don't know. Like, if I didn't have to talk about Riley, I wouldn't, because
That is bullying. Poor Riley.
so Riley, she's distraught. She's, as you said, she's without a home. So she meets a friend on the street, and she asks that friend for help. Later on, Lito is seeing this situation, and he's just basically like saying, "No, don't go in, don't go in. This is not good for you. Don't go in."
Riley,
And
I have no sympathy for Riley because you ain't have to be homeless. You chose that. You could have had a penthouse.
I mean, she could have kept $1,000, something. She could have kept
$20.
something. You
20.
know,
Nothing.
she couldn't even buy beer. She couldn't buy beer. What kind of DJ are you? If you can't buy, like,
You know what? I'm gonna tell you the exact kind of DJ she is. A damn joke. Okay? I'm sick of Riley.
but remember, like that whole scene was just like really, if you can reduce it, it was just to let us know how beautiful she was. You know what I'm saying? Because her friend kept saying how beautiful she was in front of his girlfriend. Who does that?
They were high. They were all high.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Like what were you expecting? What did you want? Did you want a throuple? Is that what he was angling for?
I don't. I was just getting like all your friends are crackheads. That's what I got from like. Okay, tell me I'm wrong though. Please tell me I'm wrong. Think about it.
Dirty too. Did you see his head?
They're dirty. I was just saying like I was just getting crackhead vibes. Like this is just lets me know, Riley, you are comfortable at the bottom, and that's where you want to be.
Okay. Okay. Like I just knew it wasn't. Well, I keep jumping. Okay. So next scene, Kala. Kala is late for a meeting. But it's also in the scene where we're introduced to her husband. What were your thoughts when we finally see her husband?
Her husband to be, right?
Husband to be.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting.
Okay, I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, he's very attractive, right? Very, very attractive, very nice guy, but she's just not into him. She's just not into him at all. Like, he trying to text her during the meeting. She like, oh, okay. Not interested at all. I'm like, how is Kyla gonna get herself out of this one? Because these families have already decided what it's gonna be. But she's just not into him at all. Like he done basically did a boy band version um of Bring It On at the I don't want to call it a wedding feast because they weren't married, but like I guess
Engagement.
the engagement party, yeah. And I mean, very impressive, but she's just still not into him no matter what he does. He could fly on the
Mm-mm.
magic carpet and she's just still gonna be like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna explain
Mm-hmm.
the science behind it and be done with it.
Mm-mm. 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 Nah, if I found a man who had money, all I had to do was wait for the daddy to die.
Okay. I got time today.
Okay, okay. He don't care if I don't love him. Oh, even better. Shit. Put it on him a couple times a week.
Wait a minute. Just not a couple of times a week. There you go.
Look,
And go
that's
on
good enough.
about my business.
It's good enough. Good enough.
Kyla wouldn't have it at all. Not a couple of times a week, not once a
Nah.
month, not twice a year. I ain't gonna have it. I'm not interested. It ain't happening.
Even after the wedding. I just keep jumping. This is not gonna work.
Oh, she's sitting up there thinking about Wolfgang gang. Okay.
And by the way, is that the scene or was it like last scene? Ooh, it was last episode where Wolfgang was just banging old girl, and she watched.
He like him a woman of color. Okay.
Ooh, ooh. Okay, all right.
Little but powerful, baby. Wolfgang gang.
Gang gang.
Gang gang.
That's her gang. Wolf gang.
Okay. Girl, look now, he ain't got no money for real now, girl. Kyla, now listen, I'd have been there before. Run. Yeah, it be too.
What's he good
Run.
for though? What's he good for? What's he good for? What's a Wolfgang good for?
Wolfgang gang with that same thing. Okay? Listen. Kyla ain't worried about no inheritance or nothing.
At all. At all. And then it's like they are like almost complete opposites if you think about it. Other than the fact that they work at the same company. Almost complete opposites. But good to look at. Good to look at. Good.
Very attractive. Like a John B back in his day.
You know when I get in the mood, every now and then I break out that John B.
One good album.
Okay. I think he had like two.
Right. Because he did have a track with Tupac, huh?
Yeah, that was his.
They might have been on the same album I'm thinking
Okay.
about.
Okay. All right. So Lito eats lunch with Joaquin. So Joaquin shows up at Lito's job, in the middle of them making a movie, and he introduces himself as Joaquin, and like Lito is scared, but they go to lunch together. And do you want to describe this scene?
This was the most awkward, the most awkward lunch, if you can call it a lunch or luncheon, because there was nothing lunch about it. He literally ate Lito for dinner in that scene. Like he's sitting up there, and Joaquin is like, "Oh yeah," basically saying, "I'm such a fan, and this was my favorite movie you did, and when you did this thing where you slit your father's throat, and how did you do that?" And Lito's like, "What? Like, what do you mean? How did you do that?" Or whatever. So anyway, Joaquin is like very like subtle but aggressive at the same time in this entire scene. And he ends up kind of bringing up Daniela and the nature of their relationship or what have you. And it's like, is she happy? Basically. And Leo is like, oh, very, I like the happiest.
The happiest she's ever been.
Ultimately, right. Ultimately, Joaquin is like, well, okay. You know, Lito's still feeling kind of awkward, like, because is that all? Is there going to be more? Like, are you going to kill me? Because it was very, very, very descriptive with how to properly cut someone's throat at the dinner table.
So much so that he put that that little knife into Lito's neck. I mean, you can see the knife just go into his neck, like, oh Lord. And he's describing how a man's neck really should be cut. Oh,
right. And you're like, okay, you're accurate, you're playing, but this is how it's actually done. You know, you don't want to have to cut through the windpipe and all that. Then it gets really messy, and Lito's like,
you just go for the jugular.
Let's just go for the jugular. It's much easier. Lito is just looking like, oh my God.
And then Lito says, you know this from experience, huh?
Oh, like, oh, maybe you say something like maybe a hobby or something like that.
Just a hobby.
Cut people to the jugular is a hobby. Check, please. And mind you, the meal is free, but check, please.
Okay. 100%.
That was a really, really awkward scene. Like,
you
after after Daniela is basically saying, like, he kind of crazy without saying it. Now he want to be at lunch with me, telling me how to cut somebody's throat.
Just how threatened do you think Lito was in that moment?
Lito was petrified. He was very threatened. You know, Lito is scary. Lito is like, he plays these macho roles until Lito is a queen. He is an absolute drama queen. And I love him. I love him. You ain't got to ever worry about Lito in no fight scene in real life. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
In some corner screaming.
I love it. But yes, it's absolutely petrified. Like, am I gonna walk out of here alive? I'm surprised he screamed during that scene.
Okay. Probably wanted to. If people weren't there, he probably would have. Probably would have. I think he would.
You love without a fighter.
Yo, we kind of skipped around, but basically we covered the entire episode. Look, if you have questions, if you have comments, please leave your comments. We try to respond within a couple of hours. I don't think it's been any longer than a couple of hours, unless you're sending your messages in the dead of night. But y'all, we enjoy doing this. We hope you enjoy watching.
I'm so excited.
And every now and then, your comments, we're going to talk about your comments on the air, especially if you have a question and you want all of us to answer the question on air. We'll do that for you. Okay. So until next time, please make certain you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, guys.